quiet moment at the very edge of sleep. Lay aside your burdens now and settle into a comfortable stillness. Let your breath deepen, slowly, gently, as if each exhale carries away a whisper of the day's journey. Allow your body to relax, softening into the surface beneath you. There's nothing more you need to do now, save for listening and letting your imagination wander softly with mine. Tonight, we step into a very particular kind of sanctuary, not a grand hall nor a bustling town, but a quiet, contemplative space tucked away within an ancient, unyielding structure. It is said that after the most arduous of quests, even the most steadfast of heroes seek a place to simply be asterisk. A chamber where the echoes of danger fade into soft whispers, and the mind can finally begin to process the vast landscapes it has traversed, the quiet victories, and the lingering shadows. Imagine now finding yourself at the threshold of such a place. A small, sturdy door, perhaps of dark, polished oak, stands slightly ajar. A faint, inviting glow, a warm amber light, spills from within, casting a soft warmth onto the cool, rough-hewn stone of the corridor outside. You can almost feel the gentle hum of quiet in the air, a sense of peace that wraps around you. This isn't a place for new battles, but for quiet understanding. As you peer inside, you see a cozy, private room, steeped in that comforting, warm glow. A sturdy wooden desk sits against a wall, piled with old maps and a leather-bound journal. This is the silent chamber of reflection, where a certain agent's mind might finally begin to find its peace after the bewildering echoes of a long, dark road. The silent chamber of reflection holds its breath, a sanctuary against the world's harsh clamor. Here, the flickering lantern, suspended from a sturdy beam, casts a warm, soft glow that dances across the rich wooden surfaces and the spines of countless books lining the shelves. It's a light that encourages quiet contemplation, gently illuminating the large, weathered oak table at the room's heart. Spread across this table are the old maps, their parchment edges softened by time and frequent handling. They depict vast, unfamiliar landscapes, marked with cryptic symbols and handwritten notes. Perhaps they are not just geographical records, but visual representations of a tangled past, lines connecting moments of crisis, routes taken through despair. Beside them lies the leather-bound journal, its cover worn smooth, a testament to countless hours spent in its company. Its pages are filled with a precise, almost clinical script, not tales of heroism, but meticulous entries, dates, locations, observations, and sometimes a single stark word or an incomplete thought. It's an attempt to categorize the unbearable, to give form to the formless anxieties that linger after a nightmare. The silence in the room is profound, broken only by the almost imperceptible crackle of the lantern's wick, a tiny beacon in the stillness. You can almost feel the presence of a mind sifting through these memories, trying to piece together a fragmented reality. Each map, each journal entry, a whisper of a forgotten echo. The air carries a faint, comforting scent of aged paper and old leather, a quiet symphony for the senses, promising nothing but the gentle passage of time and the slow, deliberate work of healing. In this space, the relentless echoes begin to soften, one careful thought at a time. Now, as those echoes truly dim, a new space reveals itself. It is not a place of stark walls, but of gentle, shifting light, a quiet inner sanctuary within the vast landscape of the mind. Here, memories are not hurried or demanding, but rather float like ethereal dust motes in a sunbeam, each one a tiny, shimmering story. You notice a soft, almost imperceptible hum in the air, a quiet energy of contemplation and slow understanding. Subtle, distant hum around you. Gentle currents seem to stir these luminous fragments, guiding them with a tender hand. Some drift closer, revealing faint images, a flash of a determined expression, the glint of distant water, the deep green of an unfamiliar forest. Yet, these visions hold no alarm. They are merely echoes of experience, observed from a safe and calm distance. They are like old tapestries, unfurling slowly, allowing their threads to be examined without urgency. This chamber feels vast, and yet intimately peaceful, carved from something akin to polished obsidian or ancient, silent rock, softened by centuries of quiet thought. The light that fills it is not from any sun, but seems to emanate from the very air, a soft, diffuse glow that bathes everything in a comforting twilight. It invites a gentle observation, a quiet processing of all that has been. There is no need to grasp or hold onto these fragments. They simply are, and their presence here is part of a quiet, internal dialogue, a slow and steady journey toward inner peace. The hum deepens just slightly, a lullaby woven from the threads of memory and understanding. The hum deepens just slightly, a lullaby woven from the threads of memory and understanding. It guides one, not through a dark corridor, but into a quiet, sun-dappled chamber within the mind's vast architecture. Here, the air is still, carrying the faint, comforting scent of old parchment and distant, clean rain. Along a polished wooden desk, scattered notes lie, not of urgent missions, but of quiet, reflective observations. A half-empty mug of cooling herbal tea sits beside a well-worn leather-bound journal. The journal itself seems to breathe softly, its pages filled with neat, steady script. One might imagine the subtle shift in perspective here, as if carefully cataloging not just events, but the echoes they left behind. These aren't reports of bioweapons or desperate escapes, but rather philosophical musings on courage, resilience, and the slow, quiet rebuilding of self. The memories of Ganados and Las Plagas are present, yes, but they are like faded photographs now, framed by the warm glow of an internal hearth, observed rather than relived. A gentle breeze stirs a loose page on the desk, revealing a simple sketch, perhaps a familiar village outline, but softened, made peaceful, like a memory finally at rest. The chamber itself feels like a library of the soul, where experiences are filed away, understood, and integrated. The distant hum continues, a constant, reassuring presence, signifying that the work of understanding, of healing, is quietly, steadily underway. It's a space where the noise of the world recedes, leaving only the soft turning of pages and the gentle rhythm of processing, finding its own calm. The quiet processing continues, a gentle hum beneath the surface of thought. Here, within the quiet expanse of his mind, Leon finds himself not lost in chaos, but moving through a well-ordered archive, not of dusty tomes, but of carefully catalogued experiences, each memory a soft, glowing orb, or a scroll unfurling slowly in the mind's eye. He doesn't grasp at them. Instead, they float by, observed with a newfound distance, a calm understanding. It's as if his internal world has built its own serene study, far removed from the clamor of the outside. A soft, ethereal light, like moonlight filtering through stained glass, illuminates this inner space, bathing each thought in a gentle glow. He observes the echoes of past events, not reliving them with sharp edges, but acknowledging their presence, their lessons. The whispers of the past are now like distant, quiet melodies, heard from a safe harbor, their urgency long dissolved. Soft, almost imperceptible hum of deep thought. He might pause, metaphorically turning over a detail, like a smooth, river-worn stone, examining its contours without judgment, letting its true form reveal itself. This is the quiet work of integration, of folding difficult truths into the larger tapestry of self. Each memory, once a burden, becomes a single thread, rewoven into a pattern of resilience. There's a subtle warmth in this inner quiet, a sense of gentle mending, like an old, cherished map being carefully smoothed flat after a long journey. The path forward isn't forgotten, but understood, softened by reflection. The space around him, within him, breathes with a quiet, steady peace, a silent promise of inner strength building, one gentle thought at a time. This inner sanctuary isn't a place of forgotten battles, but a quiet, hallowed chamber deep within his consciousness, where echoes of experience settle like dust motes in sunbeams. Each memory, once a sharp-edged challenge, now feels like a worn leather-bound book on a sturdy wooden shelf, its story understood, its lessons absorbed. The covers are smooth, softened by time and reflection, not brittle or faded, but rich with character. A gentle, almost imperceptible hum fills this mental space, like the distant, rhythmic turning of a great, unseen clockwork, not of urgency, but of enduring wisdom and steady progress. Here, Leon allows himself to simply be asterisk, not to fight, not to run, but to process the intricate tapestry of his journey. The air is still, carrying the faint, comforting scent of old paper and quiet introspection, mingling with a subtle, earthy note like a well-tended hidden garden. In the center of this mental landscape, a single, soft light source pulses gently, a steady, warm beacon reflecting the calm focus he now cultivates. It casts long, dancing shadows of thought across the walls, illuminating the intricate patterns of his evolving self. His mind, once a chaotic battlefield, has become a meticulously organized archive, each event placed with care, its raw power transformed from threat to understanding. He observes these mental artifacts, not reliving the fear or the adrenaline, but recognizing the profound growth, the quiet resilience forged in the crucible of ordeal. A deep, quiet breath settles the lingering wisps of past anxiety, grounding him firmly in the present moment of deep, sustained peace. The light gently expands, filling the chamber with warmth. The chamber, now fully bathed in this gentle, expanding warmth, feels less like a physical room and more like a vast, quiet expanse within the mind itself. Soft, diffused light spills from unseen sources, illuminating tiny, shimmering dust motes that dance slowly in the still air, each one a forgotten memory now stripped of its sharp edges. Leon's inner landscape is shifting, settling into a pattern of profound calm. The echoes of past frantic chases and the clang of metal against monstrous scales fade into an almost imperceptible hum, like a distant, harmless memory heard from behind a thick, comforting wall. He observes this internal sanctuary, a place where thoughts no longer rush or collide, but flow with the gentle current of a clear stream. Each decision, every face he encountered, every harrowing moment, now rests within a quiet, organized space. It's as if a grand, unseen librarian has carefully shelved every experience, not to be forgotten, but to be understood and integrated without distress. The air here is still and clean, carrying only the faintest scent of old parchment and a whisper of pine, a comforting aroma of deep introspection. This isn't a place of absence, but of gentle, ordered presence. The lingering stress dissipates like mist before the morning sun, leaving behind a clear, unburdened mental sky. There is a sense of spaciousness, allowing room for genuine rest to finally take root. He feels the soft, steady rhythm of his own being, a quiet pulse that resonates with the deep peace of this internal haven, like a slow, deliberate heartbeat. Every corner of this mental chamber holds a comforting stillness, inviting deeper relaxation, a profound peace that stretches into the quiet distance. The comforting stillness within this internal haven deepens, its peace stretching into the quiet distance. Imagine this chamber not as a stark void, but as a gently lit sanctuary, much like a cherished save room after a long, arduous journey. Here, the echoes of past trials have softened into a hushed resonance, no longer demanding attention, but merely existing, settled. Faint, warm light, like that from a distant, flickering hearth, washes over quiet surfaces along the curved walls of this mental space. One might perceive soft, indistinct forms, like shelves filled with countless journals. These are not records of terror, but rather volumes of experience, their pages turned and settled, their stories now understood and filed away. Each memory tome glows with a very subtle, almost imperceptible light, a testament to insights gained and challenges overcome. They are not to be reread, but to simply be asterisk, their presence a quiet reassurance of resilience. This space is where the mind gently organizes the intricate tapestry of its past, weaving difficult threads into patterns of quiet strength. It is Leon's internal retreat, a silent library of the self, where the echoes of survival are now a source of deep, abiding calm, like the steady rhythm of a sleeping heart. Here, thoughts drift like motes of dust in a sunbeam, slowly, peacefully settling. The air itself feels soft and still, carrying only the faintest whisper of collected wisdom, a profound stillness that invites you further into rest. The quiet continues, deep and undisturbed. You might notice, as your gaze drifts across the soft shadows, that this chamber is not entirely empty. Perhaps it is a vast, silent archive within the mind, where every whisper of experience, every echo of a long journey, is carefully catalogued and held. Along dimly lit walls, towering shelves rise, filled not with books of paper and ink, but with the essence of time itself. Each volume on these shelves is a memory, a feeling, a moment sealed away, waiting for quiet contemplation. They are not chaotic, but arranged with a precise, almost melancholic order. A single, sturdy wooden desk sits in the center, bathed in the soft glow of a forgotten lamp. On its surface, a few items are placed with intention. A leather-bound journal, its cover worn smooth by countless touches, lies closed, its pages holding unspoken narratives. Beside it, a simple, unlit lantern, a symbol of hope perhaps, or a light that once guided through darkness, now at rest. The air around the desk hums with a faint, almost imperceptible energy, as if thoughts have recently been sorted here, or a difficult decision quietly weighed. This is a space of processing, of understanding, not a place of trauma replayed, but of lessons learned, burdens acknowledged, and the quiet integration of a past that shaped the present. The faint scent of aged wood and distant, clean air lingers, a comforting presence. It is a sanctuary for the reflections of a journey completed, a place where the mind seeks to find peace amidst the echoes of its own history. Every detail here speaks of a profound introspection, a gentle quest for equilibrium after the storm. The soft light seems to deepen, drawing the scene into a quiet focus, inviting the mind to simply observe and rest. Soft light indeed deepens, not into shadow, but into a richer, warmer glow, illuminating the quiet chambers within. You find yourself observing these spaces, perhaps as a gentle visitor in the vast, intricate architecture of a mind seeking peace. It is not a place of chaos or lingering fear, but one of careful arrangement, like a scholar's study after a long, arduous research journey. Here, memories are not replayed as vivid nightmares, but rather as delicate, archived scrolls stored carefully on ancient, polished shelves. Each scroll holds a fragment of what transpired, a whisper of a distant battle, a fleeting image of a past struggle. But they are contained, softened by time and reflection, no longer possessing their sharp, immediate sting. They rest, silent and dignified, awaiting eventual understanding, not dread. A gentle breeze, almost imperceptible, rustles through these mental corridors, carrying with it the faint scent of old paper and distant, calming incense. It's a scent of quiet resilience, of lessons learned and strength found. This inner sanctuary feels vast yet intimate, filled with a sense of purpose. Imagine the glow of a single, steady candle illuminating a corner, casting long, soft shadows that dance gently with the stillness. This is where the mind processes, sifting through the echoes of the past, not to dwell on the pain, but to extract the wisdom. Each scroll, when gently touched by this inner light, reveals its story without needing to be fully unfurled. It's enough to know it's there, understood, and no longer a threat. The overwhelming noise of the past has been filtered into a soft hum, a gentle rhythm of existence. Leon's mind, in this tranquil space, is diligently working, not to forget, but to understand, to integrate. It is a slow, quiet process of healing, like a river gradually smoothing the rough edges of stones. The light continues to bathe these mental archives, a beacon of inner calm. Soft, distant, ambient hum. The light continues to bathe these mental archives, a beacon of inner calm. Within this quiet space, there aren't forgotten vaults of trauma, but rather carefully curated chambers of experience. Imagine a vast, yet cozy, digital library within the mind itself, its shelves filled not with books, but with glowing, translucent data shards. Each shard holds a specific memory, a sensory echo from a time of immense challenge. Here, in this tranquil inner sanctum, you might observe the faint, almost imperceptible shimmer of a past moment. Perhaps the ghost of a distant radio crackle, its static now softened to a gentle whisper, or the lingering, almost sweet scent of damp stone from a forgotten dungeon. These aren't relived terrors, but rather carefully catalogued events, like entries in a hero's personal journal, each one studied for the lesson it offered, the resilience it forged. There's no urgency to revisit any single shard. Instead, there's a quiet understanding that they are all part of a larger tapestry. Leon's mind, in this deeply personal and internal space, is engaged in a profound process of integration. It's like a meticulous archivist, carefully filing away each experience, not to bury it, but to understand its place in the grand narrative of growth. The harsh edges of past struggles are now rounded by the passage of time and the gentle touch of introspection. This quiet work, this internal organization, ensures that the lessons are learned, the strengths are solidified, and the past, while acknowledged, does not define the present. The soft light illuminates this mental landscape, a constant, comforting presence, and the distant ambient hum continues, a gentle rhythm to this profound inner healing. Soft, distant, ambient hum, the soft light illuminates this mental landscape, a constant, comforting presence, and the distant ambient hum continues, a gentle rhythm to this profound inner healing. Within this serene space, memories do not assault, but rather drift. They are like quiet, shimmering currents, flowing through an unseen river, each one observed without judgment, without urgency. There are no sharp edges here, only a gentle fluidity as the mind processes and releases the echoes of past trials. This is not a place of forgetting, but of understanding and integration. Imagine a calm pool nestled within this mental landscape, its surface reflecting a soft, ethereal glow. This pool isn't filled with water, but with a quiet, shimmering energy, a representation of the deep processing occurring within. Fragments of experiences, once overwhelming, now simply coalesce and dissolve, much like tiny motes of light settling gently to the bottom, losing their weight and intensity. The mind here is like a patient artisan, slowly reshaping the raw materials of memory into something peaceful and understood, each facet polished by the passage of time and the gentle flow of acceptance. A soft, almost imperceptible breeze seems to stir through this internal space, carrying with it a faint, sweet scent, perhaps of an ancient, undisturbed forest after a gentle rain, or the quiet warmth of a hearth in a forgotten library. This scent is an anchor, a subtle reminder of safety and peace, even as the deeper layers of experience are gently rearranged. You feel a deepening sense of quiet order being restored, a natural, flowing process within this profound inner sanctuary. Each gentle current brings a profound sense of peace. The ambient hum becomes a soft lullaby, a continuous, comforting melody guiding this journey towards complete serenity. Soft, distant, ambient hum continues. The soft, distant, ambient hum continues to cradle your awareness. A continuous, comforting melody guiding this journey towards complete serenity. As you drift deeper, a quiet chamber begins to unfold around you. It's not a physical room with hard edges, but a sanctuary woven from the very threads of memory and quiet contemplation within Leon's own awareness. The walls here are not stone or wood, but shimmering, translucent hues of twilight, shifting softly like reflections on a perfectly still pool of water. Soft, distant ambient hum continues at the very heart of this tranquil space. On a worn, comfortable chair sits a figure. It is not Leon as you might know him from the field, but a peaceful silhouette, completely still, enveloped by the soft glow of remembered moments. Around him, floating gently like dust motes caught in a sunbeam, are fragmented images. These are not nightmares, but quiet echoes of challenges faced, friendships forged, and the profound satisfaction of duties fulfilled. You might discern the faint, almost imperceptible gleam of a familiar badge, the soft outline of a distant, pixelated castle, or the fleeting, gentle curve of a rescued soul's smile. These are not burdens, but resolved chapters, each one now a cherished part of the intricate tapestry that forms his inner strength. The air itself feels like a soft, warm breath carrying a faint, calming scent of old leather and distant pine. The current of tranquility deepens, assuring that this is not a place of struggle or regret, but a quiet archive where experiences are filed away, understood, and integrated. The gentle light around the silhouetted figure pulsates softly, like a slow, steady heartbeat, a rhythm of quiet resilience and enduring peace. It is a soft testament to the journey, a gentle acknowledgement of the path traveled deep within the mind's tranquil depths. The gentle rhythm of the heartbeat slowly fades, not disappearing, but weaving itself into the very fabric of this space. You find yourself now within a quiet chamber, a sanctuary carved from the vastness of the mind. Stone walls, smooth and cool to the touch, rise around you, their surfaces reflecting the soft glow of a single, ever-burning lantern on a sturdy wooden table. Soft crackle of a magical lantern. This isn't a place of battle or urgency, but of quiet contemplation. The air here is still, carrying only the faintest scent of old parchment and the subtle coolness of stone. On the table, beside the lantern, a single leather-bound journal lies open, its pages filled with elegant, unhurried script. Not a chronicle of conflict, but perhaps musings on the nature of courage, the quiet strength found in perseverance, or perhaps just simple observations of a world now viewed through a calmer lens. A comfortable, deep-cushioned chair waits beside the table, its dark fabric worn smooth by countless hours of quiet thought. Over its back, a familiar, yet now softened, trench coat is draped, no longer sharp-edged and ready for immediate action, but at rest. It seems to have absorbed the tranquility of the room, its creases smoothed by time and peace. The threads of its material speak of journeys endured, yet now it simply offers warmth and a sense of having arrived. Through a high, arched window, you glimpse a night sky, clear and vast, dotted with countless distant stars. No moon is visible, but a soft, ethereal light bathes the distant, rolling hills, hinting at a world beyond, now observed from a place of deep, undisturbed quiet. This chamber feels like a safe harbor, a final save point, where all the echoes of the past have found their gentle place. Within this quiet chamber of the mind, the air itself seems to hold a gentle wisdom. It's not an emptiness, but a spaciousness, where the echoes of hurried footsteps and whispered dangers have softened into distant hums, like a half-remembered melody from a very old game. The walls are not cold stone, but shimmering curtains of understanding, woven from countless experiences, each thread now smooth and settled. They shift with a barely perceptible grace, revealing deeper layers of insight as you simply observe. You might notice a soft, ethereal glow emanating from within this space, a light not cast by sun or moon, but by an inner tranquility that has finally found its rhythm. It illuminates not only the present stillness, but also casts a warm, forgiving radiance over the relics of memory. These are not burdens now, but rather like treasured items collected from a long quest, a broken key, a faded map, a silent radio, each one polished by acceptance, stripped of its urgency and its power to disturb. They rest peacefully, no longer demanding attention, but existing as gentle markers of a journey completed. Here, the weight of every past decision, every choice made under pressure, feels redistributed, lightened, no longer a heavy burden to carry. Instead, they are simply parts of the journey, observed from a serene distance, like images in a treasured album. This inner landscape is a testament to resilience, a place where the hero's spirit has truly come home, settling into a deep, restorative peace. The quiet hum of the chamber invites you to linger, to simply be enveloped in this profound sense of resolution, far away from any lingering shadows. It is a quiet victory, a mind at rest, finding solace in its own deep architecture. Within this quiet victory, this mind at rest, you find yourself drifting deeper into its serene architecture. Imagine a vast internal chamber, not of stone or wood, but of pure, soft light, where thoughts gently coalesce and disperse like wisps of mist. Here, the echoes of distant struggles are not forgotten, but are softened, their sharp edges rounded by time and a profound sense of closure. They are like old tapestries, woven into the fabric of understanding, admired from a comfortable distance, no longer demanding urgent attention. In this inner sanctum, a quiet hearth of understanding glows steadily. It's a warmth that radiates through every corner of this mental space, soothing any lingering chill. Around this hearth, shelves upon shelves of memories are neatly arrayed, not as chaotic fragments, but as well-bound volumes, each carefully placed, each understood. You might notice the covers, not dramatic or fraught, but rich with the patina of stories resolved, lessons learned. Soft crackling of a distant hearth, there is a sense of spaciousness here, of endless room for contemplation without pressure. No hurried decisions, no immediate threats, only the quiet hum of a consciousness at peace, processing, reflecting, and finally, simply existing. The architecture of this mind has been rebuilt, not just repaired, but redesigned for tranquility, for the gentle unfolding of self. Each archway, each soft pillar of light, speaks of resilience transformed into quiet strength. It invites you to settle into this profound calm, to understand that even the most arduous journeys can lead to such a peaceful internal dwelling. This internal dwelling isn't a place of forgotten memories, but one where they are respectfully kept, like treasured, aged tomes on a high, silent shelf. Each experience, each challenge, now resides within a quiet, ordered archive of understanding. The echoing shouts and frantic urgency of the past have softened into distant, almost melodic whispers, heard only when attention is gently turned towards them. Imagine, if you will, a vast, calm chamber within this mind space, perhaps a grand, yet comforting library. The walls are not made of stone or wood, but of a shimmering, almost ethereal light, reflecting a palette of deep blues and soft grays colors of introspection and peace. In the center, a single, sturdy wooden desk stands, meticulously organized, holding only a few select items. A polished stone, perhaps, smooth and cool to the touch, representing a hard-won piece. A quill pen poised over an unopened journal, symbolizing the future, yet to be written, free from past turmoil. The air here is still, carrying only the faintest scent of old parchment and a whisper of clean mountain air from an unseen high window. It's a space where thoughts can unfurl slowly, like ancient maps, revealing new territories of calm understanding. The intense trials that once raged outside are now merely stories, viewed from the safety of this profound sanctuary. Here, the mind rests, not in forgetfulness, but in a deep, integrated acceptance, allowing the soul to breathe freely, gently. This quiet reflection is a reward, a moment to simply be asterisk, away from the world's clamor, within the secure embrace of inner peace. Soft, ambient hum, this secure embrace begins to take shape, forming a unique space within the landscape of Leon's mind. Imagine it as a chamber, not carved from rock or wood, but from the very fabric of his resilience and quiet understanding. It's a tranquil antechamber, a personal save point for the spirit, where the echoes of past trials and triumphs gather, not as haunting specters, but as soft, diffused light, like distant, remembered melodies. Soft, ambient hum here, the weight of arduous journeys, the intense moments of decision, and the whispers of faces long past are all carefully catalogued. They rest on ethereal shelves that glow with a gentle, consistent light, like ancient data crystals, slowly processing the long narrative of his path. Each shard of memory, each fragment of experience is understood, placed, simply asterisk be asterisk. There is no urgency here, only the soft rhythm of acceptance, a quiet hum of inner peace settling over every thought. It's a profound sense of closure, not of forgetting, but of integration, where every past event contributes to the quiet strength that now resides within him. The air in this mental sanctuary feels cool and clear, like the dawn after a long night, promising a new kind of calm. You might notice a central, softly pulsing orb of light, a beacon of clarity illuminating the gentle architecture of his introspective world. This orb casts a warm, reassuring glow across the chamber, highlighting the soft contours of the memory-laden shelves and revealing intricate, almost organic patterns on the walls, as if the very thoughts have woven themselves into the structure. It's a place where the hero finds his own quiet reprieve, preparing for nothing, simply existing, allowing the soul to breathe freely, gently. In this inner haven, this quiet inner world is where the mind finds its own peace, away from the world's clamor, within the secure embrace of this profound stillness. Each gentle pulse of the central orb sends a wave of tranquility through the space, encouraging deeper relaxation and a soft surrender to the present moment. Soft, ambient hum building upon the central orb's gentle pulse. The space around you begins to softly unfurl, revealing more of the quiet architecture of Leon's mind. It's not a chaotic jumble, but a carefully organized, almost cathedral-like expanse, where memories are not scattered, but softly filed away. You sense the cool, smooth surface of ancient, polished stone beneath your bare feet, not cold, but grounding. Soft, distant echo along the walls, faint tapestries shimmer, woven with scenes not of grand battles, but of quiet moments of decision, moments of profound internal stillness that punctuated the chaos of his life. One tapestry seems to depict a lone figure, silhouetted against a setting sun, standing on a precipice, not of danger, but of choice. Another shows a small, forgotten village path, bathed in the soft glow of a distant, unseen lantern, hinting at a path not taken, or perhaps a memory revisited in peace. The air here carries the faint, sweet scent of old parchment and a whisper of pine, a comfort born from forgotten knowledge and quiet solitude. This deep, internal sanctuary, forged from resilience, is a testament to the mind's ability to find and cultivate peace, even after enduring unimaginable trials. The orb continues its gentle, rhythmic pulse, a heartbeat of quiet introspection. The gentle, rhythmic pulse of the orb continues, a quiet echo of the deep peace found within. This sanctuary, crafted from resilience and introspection, now cradles the very essence of quiet strength. Around it, the soft, ethereal light begins to dim ever so slightly, not fading into darkness, but settling into a deeper, richer twilight. The shimmer on the quiet pool of water reflects this softening glow, making the surface look like polished obsidian holding the last vestiges of light. The distant, almost imperceptible hum of the ancient machinery, once a subtle presence, now softens further, becoming a mere whisper on the edge of awareness. It's a lullaby from a forgotten era, a gentle assurance that all is well in this sacred space. The faint, earthy scent of old stone and calm water, a grounding presence throughout this journey, now seems to mingle with a subtle, comforting warmth. Like sun-warmed moss in a hidden grove, this inner landscape, so carefully explored, now invites you to find your own quiet clearing. The journey within Leon's mind has reached its peaceful conclusion, leaving behind only the gentle echoes of resilience and the deep, abiding calm. Feel the quiet stillness settle around you, a soft blanket of tranquility. The soft glow of the orb, like a distant star, slowly recedes, drawing the peaceful landscape into a deeper, more profound rest. The edges of your awareness blur, and the world outside begins to recede, becoming a distant, forgotten hum. You are safe here, nestled in the quiet comfort of your own mind. Let your breath deepen, your body relax completely, and allow yourself to drift. The story is complete, and now your own peaceful rest awaits. Sleep well, knowing that even after the greatest trials, peace can be found deep within. Very soft, distant ambient hum fades,